Welcome to Soulful Conversation with Gaia and Patti.
Real, heart-centered, and fun conversations about life.
In this Soulful Conversation with Gaia and Patti, we will be chatting about self-worth.
I am Gaia, life evolution mentor, and through my unique way of blending holistic healing modalities, I guide people to overcome physical pain, mental exhaustions or limitations, and transform emotional drain or energetic blocks so that people, especially spiritually conscious women, can fall in love again with their own life.
Hi, I'm Patti Osveric from Coaching for Inspiration with Patti. I'm a leadership and work-life balance coach, Reiki practitioner, podcaster, and blogger. I am committed to helping managers and supervisors and others to become better leaders and live a more purposeful, balanced life outside of work.
Great. Thank you, Patti. So as we said today, we are going to talk about self-worth. And I would start with the definition of the term. So self-worth is defined by Merriam-Webster as a feeling that you are good, a good person who deserves to be treated with respect. So it's a sense, of my view, it's a sense of being good enough that actually comes from within. It's not something that others will tell you. You may state that you want to be loved by people, that you deserve to have, financial abundance, and you are worthy of receiving good things or people in your life. But I just want to make you reflect, for those who are listening, make you reflect on the fact that just stating that you want to be loved, that you are ready to go into your next work position because you are worthy of receiving, but telling that just with your brain and not feeling it internally, embodied in your body, it's not actually, unfortunately, going to work because you need to embody this sense of valuing yourself fully. One other thing that I would say when we are checking about our worth within ourselves, that sometimes we may not know that there is something internally that blocks us in becoming really worthy of love, really worthy of receiving. So one thing that I would suggest people always to do is that when you start to see your patterns and start working on your inner sense of worth, then you start really to become worthy of love or receiving. I would like to say that the lack of a sense of worth is actually, so the feeling that you may not be good enough, or it's even actually a form of imposter syndrome. And I would reassure people that are following us that it's really a common thing. So for all people watching us, you are not alone, because
Yes.
it's more common than you think. Patti, what do you think?
I think so too. Yes, comparison is very hard for people to have self-worth when they're comparing themselves to
Exactly.
others. We all share different unique values and traits and gifts, and comparing ourselves to somebody else is not helpful when you're feeling inadequate.
Right. So if you catch yourself comparing yourself to others, please don't,
Yes.
because you are you. I've been doing this for years in my professional life, and seeing, for example, people more driven than I thought, more driven than I was. And especially when you with other people or in corporate, for example, this is pretty common because there is competition, and so there is comparison. So, well, when you start embracing the fact that you have special gifts, and you may be less prone to attach your value to the label that other people have fabricated for you, or to compare yourself with others, so you will gain a better sense of freedom and relief.
Yes, I agree.
So
Very
I would like to drop a self-reflection question for all people that are watching us. When do you tend to compare yourself to others? In which situation and why? So start thinking about it. And I leave it to you, Patti.
Okay. Well, I saw this wonderful quote that I'd like to share with everybody. The right place values you in the right way. Don't find yourself in the wrong place and get angry if you are not valued. Those that value you are those who appreciate you. Don't stay in a place where nobody sees your value. Unknown. I love that quote because it's so true. We stay in places that we're not valued. And why do we do that? If you were in a situation, whether in a relationship or at work, do you feel valued? You know what you want and what you don't want, right? How can you make it better so you are valued and respected? Here's some ideas. Calmly explain to the person how to treat you with respect. Give an example of what is respectful and courteous. Before you approach the person, think about how they will respond. Have a plan of action on how to communicate with recommended solutions. And be prepared. Will they accept the feedback or react unfavorably towards you? Some of the things that you might want to do is stop, reflect, and walk away if the situation is not good. The only way to stop a toxic person is to not engage with them. Address the situation later when you both have time to think it over and calm down, not in the heat of the moment. And this is real important in the workplace.
Yeah.
We're emotionally invested in our career and what we do. And that can cause, like Gaia said, comparison, self-doubt, feeling unworthy, and things like that. And that can emotionally charge you. You want to take time to walk away and not get heated. You get triggered in the workplace. So taking that step back and thinking about, okay, I don't want to respond this way. And you have people in the workplace that will provoke you, that want you to act out. And they win when you do. Just walking away sometimes is better, and taking some time to self-reflect on how you want to approach this later. Is it worth approaching? Should you just ignore it? Or does it need to be talked about? In most cases, it does need to be talked about, but when both people are in a different place where they can calmly talk to each other and listen and be open to suggestions and open to stating their feelings in a calm manner. What do you think, Gaia?
Yeah, I think these are great points, Patti. I think that finding the moment to consider, to see yourself from outside the situation and taking some time to react is actually also a form of self-respect. So it means that you respect yourself, that you respect the other person, but also your own, views and values. And then you are able to take some space, some buffer between the reaction and yourself. And I feel like that's the most important, the initial point, really, to cultivate this sense of self-worth. So I'm not engaging because I know that my views are valuable and needs to be respected because I am worthy, right? I'm worthy of receiving attention. I'm worthy to be listened to. I'm worthy to have my opinions respected. So I feel that's a wonderful way to really step away and not engaging and even giving, other people, they may be, giving them what they want. Sometimes it's just triggering you. So I think it's these are all valid points. Another thing that I want to add is that sometimes we, besides being engaged in comparisons, we also are hypercritical. I'm talking about that just because from my own experience, I've been hypercritical for years. For example, when I would not stick to my boundaries, because then I would be treated poorly. And I had this, dialogue, negative dialogue in my own ears about the way I should behave or the way I didn't behave, and I didn't have my views respected by others. So again, being hypercritical can be really detrimental. So I would say you have to catch yourself if you say something not so nice about yourself, but then at least that's a first step. You can see it. Seeing it, it's already something helpful. And then practice being kind with yourself. Practice being accepting of yourself, of who you are, of your views, of your values, and consider that there is always room for improvement. That's just a little difference, being hypercritical and being actually accepting of yourself. Because if you think about that, it may seem difficult to regain self-worth in your own qualities, in your own abilities. But if you think you are the one that are evaluating yourself when you start this inner dialogue, you are evaluating yourself in different areas of your life. So if you think it's a really subtle shift, because you are in charge, you are the one that determines your worth. So you can always change your views about yourself. So you are basically going from a state of not feeling good enough in something to a state of appreciation for yourself. So it's just really a cultivation of a different view that may help you to, regain this self-worth. And I mentioned that it's important to stick to your own boundaries. We actually talked about boundaries just last month in our previous episode. So if you didn't catch the episode, I suggest you to go and watch it. Right, Patti?
Yes, it was a very good episode, and
Yeah.
you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, so I would say then you practice catching yourself in these behaviors, as Patti said, even getting triggered, for example, and you start working at correcting them. Start working at seeing yourself worthy and valuable, because it takes, of course, it's work. It takes an effort. And I would drop for you another little practice. So one thing that you can do, you start observing and start recognizing each day, and do that for a week, the qualities that you are displaying on any given day. For example, observe how caring you are, how funny you are, all the positive qualities that you have, and start appreciating yourself. You will see that putting the focus and the attention on these good qualities, that you start appreciating how good you are each and every day. So, yeah.
Yeah, those are great suggestions. And if you get compliments, write them down so that you can go back and look at them. People saying, "Oh, you did such a great
It's
job on
really,
the presentation," or, write down things that people say to you in your private life too, so that when you're feeling down, you can pull out your journal and you can see all the nice things that people have said about you and how lovely you are as a person. And just having that to reflect on will help when you're feeling kind of down and you feel like you're being challenged about your self-worth.
It seems like, such a weird practice to do, just because as everything, it's not called perfection, it's called practice. We need to do it. But I think it's a valuable thing, because actually the human brain records better bad experiences rather than recalling good experiences. So just writing those down, and once in a while when you feel low, just going and checking what other people's are telling about yourself, and also what you even your own you can record even your own thoughts about yourself, your positive qualities. As I said, you start doing this exercise, and you can always record and put in writing what you noticed, the good things that you notice about yourself every day. So then when you go back to that journal, you can actually feel that you are lifted. Yeah, your mood picks up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we feel good about ourselves, it shows to the world. It
Yes.
gives you confidence, and you feel good every day going into work, even when you have challenges.
Yeah. And then when you reflect out this appreciation for yourself, you are better equipped to manage those relationships, as Patti was telling you, being really vocal about being respected and being valued in a nice way. And so that shows also, it will reflect with your co-workers, your family, everybody around you.
Yes. Is there anything else that we should share with the audience that we haven't shared of self-worth that we may not have addressed yet?
I don't know. Maybe not. I think I said everything that I wanted to say. Just one little thing. If you want some help to change some of the patterns and start boosting your inner sense of worth, this month again I'm running my 3-part journey, working through the body, mindset, and energetics, just on self-worth. So get in touch with me if you want some help.
And anytime that you want any one-on-one coaching, whether it's leadership, work-life balance, or life coaching, please reach out to me as well. And thank you
Great.
so much for coming and listening to us. And thank you for watching. And please leave a comment and like and follow Gaia and Patti.
Yes, let us know what you think about this episode or the whole series. We are always looking for feedback and for your comments. So thanks for watching. See you
Yes.
next month.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.